Today on Claire Haire, we are talking about the science. That's why I'm in my white coat here. The science behind natural hair and why you're not wearing your protective style at the right time. All right, perfect. So let's start today. Today's topic is about the 3 phases of growth, of hair growth. I have my, it's hot, it's a headband. It's like really hot. Anyway, so I'm here to talk to you guys today about the 3 phases of hair growth. We have the growth stage, the resting stage, and the shed stage. So I made a cute little graph for you guys. Yes, I'm starting to get more creative because I feel like what ends up happening with the natural hair community is that people don't understand is that our hair is unique. So when I mean unique, like there's a biology behind it. You know, I'm not here to sit here and pronounce letters I can't pronounce that I never pronounced before. You know, hide, phosphonates. You know, like I'm not gonna sit here and bore you. I'm gonna get to the nit and gritty of it. So let's start with the first phase, the growth phase. The growth phase is the one that everybody be swearing their hair is in when you gotta understand it's a nice circle of life, as Mufasa would say. Pretty traumatic. I don't know why I watched that as a 2nd grader. Anyways, but for the most part, the growth phase is the phase that you need to have your hair in protective styles the most. And I think, which I'll go in on the end of the show today and tell you like how you can tell the different phases. But I gotta tell you what the phases are first. So the growth phase, I could definitely say for sure that's the perfect time to do a protective style. This is the perfect time. Now, mind you, you can just wear protective styles for, I don't know, the rest of your life, you know, for the most part. But you don't understand, like this is like the perfect time because during this growth stage you want to try to retain as much length, retain as much strength, like basically building your hair up as well. And so you want to make sure that this is the stage that you are really just don't touch your hair during this stage. Okay, I know it's tempting. I gotta show them people I got growth. No, your hair is already growing. You don't gotta prove to anybody. Now moving forward to the resting stage. Now this is very, very confusing if you don't really look into the research and do like comparative notes, do your own further research. But a lot of people confuse resting with plateau. Plateau to me, in my perspective, is plateau means that you stopped forever. You know, resting is just you're at rest. Like, you know, I was in band, so I played the trumpet. And I remember there was like on the music notes, it would just show rest for the first 3 minutes of the song. Like just like, it's like your hair is at rest. It is not at a standstill. So I think the resting stage is a perfect time to use. I think the resting stage to me is actually the best stage. This is the stage where you should be experimenting. You should be, because it's not gonna matter. You should be experimenting. A lot of different hair growth serums or oils that you want to do. I definitely think that's like the most opportune time to do it because you're not at your growth stage where there's a lot of growth where you don't want to try to mess that up if you're doing so many different styles, but you're also not at the next stage, which is shedding, where it's just like you're just going to add on top of the shedding because you're messing it up. But you're forwarding that to the next one is this final stage of shedding. And the thing about shedding is the fact that I really feel like during the shed stage, I feel like that's important to me too, because I feel like it's basically like your hair is just starting the cycle all over again. Because to me, shed stage means the growth stage is right behind. So I can definitely say for sure the shed stage is a perfect time for low manipulation styles. Now, to me, low manipulation, the difference between a low manipulation and a protective style, which I know you're gonna be like, damn, we gotta learn something new. But I'm gonna make it simple. Low manipulation means touchy, okay? Like low manipulation means touchy. Like protective style means that like low manipulation means that touchy, but there's still room to do stuff. But protective style is you basically protecting your hair from the elements, all of it, because I love doing a slick bun. I love doing a slick bun for the most part. but I do have to refresh my edges. I go to sleep like a wild animal. I do have to refresh my edges. I still have to move my ponytail around. That's considered low manipulation. Protective style is something like a weave, a wig, which a weave, I'm kind of halfway through with the weave because that with traditional sew-ins, you can't really get towards your hair or condition it. So I don't really know if I consider it like another option. Like I said, there's a wig. It's not your grandmother's wig. I wish they had like a hairline called that. But you know, I would consider a wig. A wig is a protective style. A bun is low manipulation. So basically what that means is that like this way, you're not touching your hair at all. You're just manipulating the wig. This way, your hair's still out, but you're still gotta manipulate. You still gotta freshen, and like that's why like people start to. I know people like to tussle in the comments, but that's how I notice the difference because I remember I thought having a bun was like a protective style. I was like, dang, I gotta refresh my edges again. Dang, I gotta refresh my edge. Oh, dang, I gotta move my bun around. The bun's not as fresh. So that's why I said like I don't really consider it a full protective style. I consider it low manipulation. You know, got this little pointer. Low manipulation, okay? But for the most part, those are the 3 stages. And so the main important part, the main thesis statement is that how can you tell me you're in these different stages? Now, unless you know, you can read minds or if you can like get into the database of your brain. Which stage is this in right now? I want to know before I get this weave done. Oh, we in the growth stage. Okay, bet. Like, I don't really know. I can't really tell you when, but I know when I'm in the shed stage because the shed stage is I tap my head and my hair falls, you know? So I know the shed stage. The resting stage is when I feel like I know I'm not doing any manipulation. I don't see any type of growth. And then the growth stage is most of the time when I'm in a growth stage, it just feels like the inches are just coming freely. Like, I don't know how else to describe it, but that's how I can usually tell. So if you guys can tell which phase your hair is in, leave the comments below. I definitely want to interact with you guys some more, but I can definitely say for sure, like it's definitely kind of hard to tell the different phases, but at least you know there's 3 different ones. I was so proud when I made this chart. I was like, dang, I wish somebody would have had this easy chart for me when I first started being natural. But I would definitely say for my final thoughts, the only thing I do ask you to do is do not stalk your hair. Okay, so that's what I was like, do not stalk your hair because I feel like stalking your hair makes it grow shorter only because of the fact that you're just constantly like, I know I got some length in there. I know I got some length in there. Like, it's just kind of like, you don't want to get to the point where you're stalking your hair. So that's why I was saying, I was like, I really thought this could be like a nice little, you know, a little enhancer to help you with your hair growth tips for natural hair. Because I feel like when people say hair growth tips, like it's always something that's like exotic, like onion juice mixed with carrot oil or something like that, which probably does actually sound pretty good for your hair. But for the most part, it's just kind of like, I want something that's like relatable. Like at least let's start off like let's understand the science. Like I said, like when you have natural hair, you gotta be damn near a whole like biologist, double in microbiology and medical terminology minor, like to understand natural hair. But it's part of the journey, it's part of the package. I love my natural hair. Don't forget to subscribe and share. It's Claire Haire.